How's it going, everybody? This is Dominic Minchella. I am the Kansas City Chiefs beat writer for On SI and the host of the Kansas City Chiefs Insider Podcast. Thank you guys so much for stopping in today. If you are watching this on the day that it is released, today is the day the Kansas City Chiefs will be taking on the Arizona Cardinals for their first preseason game. We're getting really close to the first kickoff of the 2025 campaign. The regular season is just around the corner. However, going into this game, the Kansas City Chiefs, they cannot take the Arizona Cardinals lightly. You may remember me talking about Patrick Mahomes, specifically his expectations, at least the expectations that I have for Mahomes going into today's game. But I think that there are some other things that need to be talked about going into this game from an entire franchise standpoint. Alluding back to what I was saying, the Kansas City Chiefs cannot take this game unseriously. They have to go in with the same expectations that they would, and if it was a game that would count towards their record. Now, I'm not saying that the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to do that. They are a professional football team, head coach Andy Reid, defensive coach Steve Spagnuolo, and the rest, et cetera, et cetera. Every single special teams coach, offensive coordinator, there's going to be a lot of expectations that they set the precedence that it is a winning atmosphere. You're not going to do that while you throw out some half, energy. But I do think that the Kansas City Chiefs have certain things that I'm expecting them to do, and I would like to see them kind of throw around. For example, they have to play around with the fact that, Rashid Rice is not going to be in the offense for the majority of the upcoming season. Now, the NFL has yet to hand down the suspension for Rashid Rice. However, it is predicted that there will be a suspension game timeline of around 4 to 6 games. Before that happens, though, the Kansas City Chiefs, they went into this training camp knowing that there was a possibility of losing Rashid Rice at some point this season, whether it be at the beginning portion of the season, midway, or in the latter. However, I think that going into this first preseason game, while it is great to have Rashid Rice back out on the field, especially recovering and getting out there healthy from his LCL injury suffered last season in Week 4 against the Los Angeles Chargers. It's great to see him out there. However, the Chiefs Kingdom might not have to get themselves too excited because of the fact that they might not see him don a Chiefs uniform in the regular season for maybe between 4 and 6 games, if that is the exact verdict. That being said, though, I think they've already used him this well in training camp, and they haven't taken their foot off of the gas in trying to get him ready and healthy from his recovering from his injury. I do think that it's smart that the kind of lenient work goes towards the other receivers. For example, my guy that I'm looking forward to watching today's game, and I will be sure to give you an update on in recapping the game come tomorrow, is Jaylen Royals. I've written about him several times and have seen him play. Jaylen Royals, if Rashid Rice wasn't in the situation that he is, I think that Royals could have seen his workload be bare minimum this season. There's a lot of competition in the Chiefs wide receiving room. But with the fact that the Chiefs might lose Rice for a couple games, and you need some speed out there, pairing him with Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, etc. I think that Jaylen Royals needs to make his presence known in this game. You got to keep in mind, though, this is not just specific for Royals, but for the entire roster of rookies. They're going to make mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be too quick to judge or to be emotional about it, right? We have to go into it looking at them, how they are performing. These guys are coming out of a collegiate level. up against some of the best NFL has to offer. And I understand that not in a preseason game, it's not like every single guy out there is a starter, but you've got to teach them and they have to show them that it has to be their approach every single time. For example, I think that it would be terrific, and I'm fully expecting there to be a few explosive passes caught by Jaylen Royals. I think that that will not only boost his confidence, but it will also make the Chiefs organization kind of take a deep breath. For it's like, maybe we are going to be okay if Rashid Rice isn't on the field. I mean, they made do with it last season, but now that you've got a lot more guys in that wide receiving room being very competitive, I think that there's a strong chance that Royals can take a step forward, and it's going to be seen in the Cardinals game today. I am also fully expecting the defense to kind of be after whoever the Cardinals quarterback should be on the field, whether it's Kyler Murray or etc. I think that the defense needs to kind of make a precedence on themselves and saying, hey, we just got the last time people saw us, we let up 40 points to the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. We're not that kind of defense. Defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, he's been working very hard with both veterans, rookies, and guys in their prime on the defense. I have full faith that this defensive front, whether it is the ones or it's the depth pieces, they're going to make their presence known. In all, I think that they're going to be able to limit Arizona's offensive game plan. And as we know, the Cardinals, they're not a team that you can just take lightly. You know, they are a team that is going to be able to, you know, they're still professional. They're not a team, for example, in the past, at least last season, where you saw the Titans. The Titans didn't necessarily pose a commanding threat to a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, but the Chiefs would go into that game taking them seriously as they will go into it during the regular season because they are on their schedule. That's just an example. I think that the defense, whether it's rookies or veterans, they need to show up, whether it's in the defensive backfield or up on the defensive line. You need Jaylen Royals as well to stand forward. You need the offensive line to show that they can protect whomever the quarterback is for the Kansas City Chiefs out there on the field. As you know, Patrick Mahomes gets the first quarter. Gardner Minshew gets the second, and then follow suit into the rest of the depth chart for Kansas City. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Those are my two expectations. One, Jaylen Royals is going to make some big plays here today against the Cardinals. And two, fully expect the defense to pick up exactly where they left off and prove to everybody, whether it is a preseason game or not, that their defense is not one to be messed with. As always, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me over on X at Dom Minchella. I post and repost every single day. You're not going to want to miss any coverage, especially now that we're getting super close to the regular season. You can also follow us over at KC Chiefs on SI. Every single one of our stories gets posted, and it's all exclusively free to you, the public. As always, ladies and gentlemen, I am Dominic Minchella. Be kind to one another, and I will see you tomorrow.